Today I'm going to try to repair a leaky gas tank in this John Deere LA105 tractor. It had previously been repaired, or at least attempted to be repaired before, and I've already started to sand this down, but there was a whole bunch of epoxy here. I'm going to get rid of all that to expose the actual crack, roughen up this surface, and then I'm going to try this kit. Check out on Amazon. I think it was about 20 bucks. It is basically fiberglass. You take a look at here, there's instructions, and it has a little sheet of fiberglass, which I'm going to use pretty much all of, I guess. And then the two-part epoxy resin combination. You mix those up in the bag, and you apply it to the crack. So I'm going to take my handy Ryobi Omni tool with sander attachment, and I'm going to continue sanding this down. Okay, so I've sanded that down pretty well. I took a damp cloth to get rid of the plastic. I think you can probably see the extent of that cracking now. Now the instructions say to drill a small hole at the beginning and end of the crack if you're worried about it spreading, and I guess I am. So I think I'll drill a small hole here and then down here, if I can identify exactly where the crack is or where it ends, and then down in here. That's a little unfortunate because that's a bit of a thicker plastic there, but we'll see how that goes. So grab your handy dandy Ryobi compact drill driver, and I'll put some small holes in. Hooray, I now have holes in my gas tank. It's not normally what you want to hear, but there it is, and with any luck that'll stop it from spreading. The next thing I want to do is to take the kit, and this is actually a fiberglass with epoxy and resin. There's a sheet of fiberglass. I'm going to trim that to pretty much cover that entire opening or that entire viewport. You can see that it's just wide enough and then a bit too long. I'll trim that. I mean, it's unfortunate that I'm negating the whole point of this viewport, but I'd rather have a gas tank which does not leak. If I'm curious about the level of gas, it'll tell me when it runs out. So the next thing I need to do is mix up the two parts to this epoxy resin, and you do that by squeezing one of the sides so that the two mix. I guess before that I should get everything ready, because you need to mix it for 30 seconds and then apply it within 5 minutes. And if it goes hard on you, then you're out of luck. So let's first trim that little piece of fiberglass fabric to fit. All right, I got the piece roughly cut to size. I'm gonna go with that size and then sort of fold it over on the top and bottom and make sure we got really good coverage. And right, so I'm gonna start mixing this resin. Make sure you have your scissors handy to cut the package open once it's well mixed after 30 seconds. And just so you know what to expect, open the package again. The steps are to, once that resin, or once the epoxy resin is mixed, dump half of it onto the surface and then spread it out with the brush, and then put the piece of fiberglass on and put the rest of the epoxy resin on top of the fiberglass, and then wait for it to dry, which takes about 20 minutes. All right, let's do that. All right, we got it mixed. I don't have a stand, so I'm just gonna cut this off and start applying. I'll be right back. All right, you can see I've applied that epoxy resin to the thing. Now I'm gonna get my fiberglass. I put that over. I apologize for the lawn tractor in the background. My neighbor likes to mow his lawn at least 3 times a week, possibly every day. I don't know what the deal is with that, but you know, to each his own, I guess. Okay, now I'm gonna get the rest of the mixture, or at least a lot more of the mixture, and blop that on. Get my little brush. I am making a mess, of course. Work that in really good. This is an older tractor. It's got a lot of rust already. I'm not really too concerned about this looking good. I want it to hold is the only thing. And I only put a little more gunk on the bottom there. It's not really gripping that well. Like I said, you get 5 minutes to do this, which might originally sound like it's not much, but it really is, since I've only spent a little over a minute doing this right now. I'm a little concerned about leaving too much under there, underwear, in case it peels off, but I don't think that's likely. I think that when this hardens, well, it's going to be like fiberglass, and they used to make Corvettes out of that in the bad old days of Corvettes. All right, I'll put a little more junk on this and a little more massaging. I'll be right back. So I think that's how I'm going to leave it. It's not pretty. Of course, like I said, I don't really care about cosmetics so much. The main thing is that going to leak or not? I hope I've done it right, because if I haven't, it's probably unlikely that I'll be able to fix that, and I'll have to get a new gas tank, and they're ridiculously expensive. Anyways, I'll come back with an update on that and see how we are. All right, so here we are 1 week later. It's dried for a week. Let's take a look at the actual repair over here. That looks pretty much like it was. I don't see any leakage down there. Let's bring it up here. Now I filled this pretty full last time, and normally it would be almost completely empty because of the leak. Let's take a look now. Oh yeah. Mission accomplished. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching.